Hi guys, in this episode I will show you how to clean and protect the different types of fabrics in your car. In this car we have two types of fabrics. We have Alcantara and we have our floor mats. We will start by doing the floor mats. We have to remove them to properly clean and protect them afterwards. So let's take them out. First things first, we're gonna vacuum the floor mats to remove all debris before we start by using another cleaner on the carpet. All the small debris are off now. We will check the floor mat and we will use our dedicated fabric cleaner. How to do it, I will show you in a minute. When cleaning floor mats, you have to bear some things in mind. When you use a fabric cleaner, you don't want to soak your carpets. You don't want to over wet them. So do first of all a gentle mist of product on the carpet. And then we use a brush to lightly agitate all the fibers and let the product do its work. All depends on how dirty your floor mats are. If you have really bad floor mats, we advise you to use a steamer to agitate more and get dirt loose. Even if you have an extractor, to extract afterwards and get all the dirt out of the fibers, this is the best way when you have really dirty floor mats. In this case, it's just light dirt, so we lightly agitate and then we will let it sit for a minute to let the product do its job. I like to take bald wipe, in this case it's a white bald wipe, and remove the leftover residue on my carpets together with the dirt. And you see, when you use white towels, it will show you the dirt. When your towel is this white after cleaning, you did a proper job. Floor mats are clean now. We will let them dry because this is really important before we put any type of protection on top of it. So let's move on now to the Alcantara. Okay, now we are in the car. We have the Alcantara seat. Before we start cleaning, we have to make sure that every type of debris has been vacuumed. So we can use a vacuum cleaner, or if you have the possibility to use compressed air, it's always very handy to blow out all these crevices before you start cleaning. That's why we don't start vacuuming the interior of the car before the seats are cleaned. Of course, when you have really dirty seats with a really dirty Alcantara, we always advise to take the seat out of the car and do the cleaning separate away from the car. Okay, so let's start the process. Another thing that you can do is make sure that the seat is reclined backwards, because you can find a lot of debris under it and you want to have it all gone. Final vacuum. The seat is now vacuumed. We blowed out the crevices and now we can start by using our fabric cleaner on the Alcantara. You have to bear in mind, Alcantara is a synthetic microfiber. So for our cleaning process, we can use a microfiber because the nature of microfiber is to grab and hold the dirt, and that is what we're gonna do. So there are a couple of things on Alcantara that I advise you not to do. Don't start by spraying products on the Alcantara. First of all, you will have a lot of overspray in your car. Second of all, you will have a lot of wet spots on the Alcantara which will soak in, and this might stain. So what I like to do is take a microfiber, grab your fabric cleaner, spray or soak your microfiber and start by applying product on your Alcantara. This way you have an even amount of product, and I'm just like lightly soaking it. Then I take a Geon brush and I soak the hairs and start by agitating the Alcantara. Another tip I can give you when you clean Alcantara or parts of leather, doesn't matter, do piece by piece. Don't start by soaking a whole seat because some parts will dry out and this will not be very beneficial for staining or for really cleaning your seats. Okay, this part is cleaned. Another tip, small tip I can give you, we can use a blow dryer to blow dry it to the touch because, as said before, on the carpets, it's really important that before we put any protection on the Alcantara or on the fabrics, that it's dry. When you didn't over soak your Alcantara, this is a great tool and it will dry very quickly, so you're ready for your protection. So we have cleaned our Alcantara seat. We are now ready for some protection. We have Geon Fabric Coat, which is a great fabric protector, but there are some things that you have to bear in mind, and there are some things that you cannot do inside your car. So first thing, you cannot spray fabric coat on the Alcantara because you will have a lot of overspray on every single part, which will stick, and you don't want to remove it afterwards. So there are some options. You can take out the seat. In this case, we will do it a different way. If you take out the seat or if you leave the seat into the car, you have to make sure that you mask every part and every other part to prevent overspray. In this case, I'll give you a nice tip and a great solution for doing it inside the car without a lot of hustle. We have our new Geon coating applicator, which is inside. It has a liner to prevent soaking up product. So I will spray fabric coat on top of this wet part and I will apply it gently on our Alcantara, but we spray this outside of the car. We have an even amount of product on our suede side, and I'm gently gonna apply it on the Alcantara. We have our rubber gloves, always important, and we can massage it in if needed in one direction. Next step is do the upper part. If you want to have a more durable protection, wait for about, let's say, 1.5 hours, and you can do a second layer. All right, so this is about protecting your Alcantara. Now we'll show you how we do it with the floor mats. So the floor mats are cleaned, and again, they have to be dry before we start any application of fabric coat. In this case, it's far easier to take a floor mat out of the car instead of a seat out of the car. But now we're gonna start. I'm gonna brush the mat in one direction. And spray a light mist of fabric coat all over the floor mat. Okay, here we go. It's important to have, it's better actually to have multiple layers than to have one thick layer. So don't go too close to the floor mat and start spraying a lot of product into your fibers. The thing I want to do is I want to use a crisscross motion for application, which means I did a first thin layer of product. I will do with my rubber glove. So no microfiber, because microfiber grabs and holds. This plastic doesn't hold. So I will do one direction on the mat to get the product really into this side of the fibers. Then I'll take my brush the other way around. Now I have the fibers completely opposite, and I will do another light mist of product on that side. Okay. We can let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then another additional layer will give you some great protection. And then your floor mats, let them outside the car for drying, put them back in when they're dry, and they have a really, really proper protection. Now that we have coated our floor mats with fabric coat, they are protected against spills entering the fibers. So after 12 hours, I will show you some really cool shots of how water and spills behave on this fabric. If you like this episode, feel free to comment. If you don't like it, comment as well. Talk soon. Ciao.